Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Monday, the 1st of January. 5 soldiers, 3 militants killed in gun battle in India's Jammu and Kashmir. Afghan Air Force to increase airstrikes on insurgents. And celebrations mark arrival of New Year in India. And now for all the details. At least 5 soldiers and 3 militants were killed in an encounter in Pulwama district of India's Jammu and Kashmir province on Sunday. The attack was claimed by Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed or JEM militant group.
Five soldiers of India's Central Reserve Police Force or CRPF and 3 militants were killed in an encounter in Pulwama district of northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Sunday, officials confirmed on Monday. The exchange of fire started in early morning when the militants attacked on a paramilitary training center in Pulwama and started intermittent firing. Following the attack, a quick cordon was set up around the training center to flush out the militants. An encounter ensued during which 3 militants were reportedly neutralized and 5 soldiers lost their lives.
And our men fought bravely. They showed a high degree of professionalism, and finally all the 3 militants were killed.
New Delhi accuses Islamabad of training and arming militants and helping them infiltrate across the line of control or LOC, a de facto border that divides Kashmir. Pakistan denies those allegations.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday addressed the curtain raiser ceremony of the commemoration of Professor S.N. Bose's 125th birth anniversary in India's eastern Kolkata city. Professor Bose was a physicist best known for his work on quantum mechanics in the early 1920s.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday addressed the curtain raiser ceremony of the commemoration of Professor Satyendranath Bose's 125th birth anniversary in India's eastern Kolkata city. Professor Satyendranath Bose is best known for his work on quantum mechanics in the early 1920s. Prime Minister Modi in his address via video conferencing hailed Indian scientists and urged them to innovate and research more in the direction of welfare of people.
IT sector ho, स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी हो, मिसाइल टेक्नोलॉजी हो, भारत ने अपनी धाक पूरी दुनिया में जमाई है। हमारे वैज्ञानिक, हमारे टेक्नोलॉजी एक्सपर्ट्स की ये उपलब्धियां पूरे देश के लिए गर्व का विषय है।
Physicist Satyendranath Bose, the self-taught scholar, apart from his discoveries, served on many research and development committees in sovereign India. Prime Minister Modi said, taking inspiration from Bose's life, scientists should research keeping in mind the socio-economic challenges faced by the country and achieve the goal of New India by 2022.
In news from Afghanistan, at least 15 persons were killed and several wounded in a suicide attack at a funeral ceremony in eastern Afghanistan on Sunday. The attack was the latest in a wave of violence that has killed and injured thousands of civilians in Afghanistan.
A suicide attack at a funeral in Afghanistan's eastern Jalalabad city on Sunday killed at least 15 people and wounded several. Ataullah Khogyani, spokesman for Nangarhar provincial governor, said the attacker had blown himself up as people gathered for the funeral of a former district governor at a cemetery in the city. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for the attack, which came days after at least 41 people were killed in a suicide attack on a Shiite cultural center in Kabul on Thursday. Afghan forces backed by US troops have claimed growing success against the Taliban and other militant groups, including the Islamic State, but attacks on civilian targets have continued, causing heavy casualties.
More news from Afghanistan. The commander of Afghan Air Force on Sunday said that the forces are planning to significantly increase air raids on the insurgents during the winter season. The move comes after U.S. General John Nicholson said in November last year that joint U.S.-Afghan airstrikes will be intensified in 2018 as part of the ongoing counter-terrorism efforts.
The commander of Afghan Air Force or AAF, General Mohammed Shoaib, on Sunday said that the AAF is planning to significantly increase its air raids on the insurgents during the winter season. The scale of war and violence falls to some extent during the winter season, providing some time to Afghan security forces to relax and reshape their forces. However, removing the threats of insurgents from insecure regions remains on the priority. Officials of Afghan Interior Ministry have said that currently winter operations are ongoing in 12 provinces where the security threats are the highest.
فعلا من عمل ببینید که عملیات ما در هلمند فعلا جریان داره، در ارزگان جریان داره، به طرف فاریاب جریان داره. فعلا عملیات ما هر جایی که ضرورت باشه و که قطعات ما عملیات خود چی بکنه، ما به خاطر حمایت از اونا قطعات زمینی خود قوای آماده است.
The move comes after U.S. General John Nicholson in November last year said joint U.S.-Afghan airstrikes on Taliban opium factories had been conducted in Helmand province to try to curb the insurgent group's economic lifeline. He had promised the joint airstrikes would continue and will be intensified in 2018 as part of the ongoing counter-terrorism efforts.
In news from Sri Lanka, 13 Indian fishermen were arrested by Sri Lanka Navy on Sunday for allegedly fishing in its waters. Fishermen from both India and Sri Lanka often breach the undemarcated maritime boundaries, leading to their arrest and detention.
Sri Lanka Navy on Sunday arrested 13 Indian fishermen and seized their 2 trawlers for allegedly fishing in its territorial waters. The fishermen hailed from Rameshwaram district of India's southern Tamil Nadu province. The arrested fishermen were handed over to the Assistant Fisheries Director of Jaffna for onward legal action, Sri Lankan Navy confirmed on its website. Sri Lanka has long fumed over poaching and illegal fishing by Indian fishermen that it says depletes the catch of its own fishermen.
தங்கச்சி மடத்தைச் சேர்ந்த 13 மீனவர்களையும் 2 விசைப்படகுகளையும் இலங்கை கடற்படை இப்ப கைது செஞ்சிருக்காங்க. இப்படி தொடர்ச்சியாக இலங்கை கடற்படையினுடைய தாக்குதலை எதிர்த்து தமிழக மீனவர்களாகிய நாங்கள் தொடர் போராட்டம் நடத்திக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறோம்.
Fishermen from India and Sri Lanka often breach the undemarcated maritime boundaries, leading to their arrest and detention. Earlier on December 11, 27 Indian fishermen were arrested by the Sri Lankan Navy and their 5 trawlers were seized.
Moving on to news from Nepal, as Nepals Left Alliance is courting Naya Shakti Party Nepal and Federal Socialist Forum Nepal for merger, top leaders of both the parties have put a condition. The leaders have asked the alliance to abandon the communist tag and adopt socialist label instead.
Top leaders of Nepal's Naya Shakti Party Nepal or NSPN and Federal Socialist Forum Nepal or FSFN, Baburam Bhattarai and Upendra Yadav have put a condition on the merger with the Left Alliance. Both the leaders have said they would unite with the alliance only if it agrees to drop the communist tag and adopt socialist label. Left Alliance, comprising of CPN UML and CPN Maoist Centre, is looking forward to a merger with NSPN and FSFN, for which former Premier and CPN UML Chairman KP Sharma Oli had also urged them. The alliance, apart from seeking the merger, nowadays is busy discussing a proposal over sharing key posts in Nepal's new government to be formed. However, the sharing of posts among the two parties is likely to face some difficulties. The Left Alliance secured a landslide victory in the recently held parliamentary and provincial polls in Nepal.
Tibetan spiritual leader Dalai Lama on Sunday called for peace and compassion while addressing a gathering in India's northern Varanasi city. He also stressed on the need to develop inner peace.
Tibetan spiritual leader Dalai Lama on Sunday called for peace and compassion while addressing a gathering in India's northern Varanasi city. He made the remarks on the Golden Jubilee celebration of the Central Institute of Tibetan Higher Studies in the holy city. While addressing the gathering, the spiritual leader said India was the only place where modern learning and education on inner peace go hand in hand.
Peace must develop within ourselves. That also, you see, not due to lack of intelligence. You should have full alert of mind.
The Dalai Lama, who won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1989, fled into exile in India in 1959 and has lived mostly in India's northern Himachal Pradesh province since then.
Revellers congregated at beaches, roads and thronged restaurants and pubs across India to ring in the new year with dance music as the clock struck midnight.
Revellers congregated at beaches, roads and thronged restaurants and pubs to ring in the new year with dance and music as the clock struck midnight on Monday to welcome the new year 2018. Residents and tourists amassed at popular spots like Marine Drive, Juhu Beach and Kolaba in India's entertainment capital Mumbai late on the New Year's Eve on Sunday and danced the night away.
जिस तरीके से मिल प्यार के 2017 में दिन गुजारे, भगवान करे ऐसे ही मिल प्यार करके हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई सारे मिलके 2018 की खुशी से मनाओ। हैप्पी बर्थडे, नया साल मुबारक सबको।
India's western Goa province, which is one of India's most popular tourist places, witnessed foreign visitors enjoying Goa traditional meals and folk dance performances.
It's a different experience. Like, you go to England, it's a standard, but if you come here, it's like you see different cultures and everything. It's amazing, and the food is just you can't beat it. It's just amazing. Like the spices, the flavors, just everything. It's just like amazing. It's just brilliant. Like.
Police personnel were deployed outside pubs in the country to maintain law and order. Security was beefed up outside crowded restaurants and at strategic locations in capital New Delhi.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. Well, that's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night and a very happy new year.